Welcome to Keeping It Honest. I'm your host, Daryl Dukes. Now, there's a day coming up, 2 days as a matter of fact, that the Occupy movement, it could potentially change the Occupy movement while at the same time endangering it. Thursday, November 17th, Occupy Wall Street is planning on shutting down the New York Stock Exchange. Note, the 99 percenters are pretty much going to commit the most biggest act they have possibly ever done, hitting the financial district of the United States. They are planning on, I'm going to re-say this, shutting down the New York Stock Exchange. And I'm quoting from the website Business Insider, and I quote here, Daniel Massey at Chain reports that the NYSE move is just one in a series of events found on the group's Facebook page, Meeting Occupy Wall Street, that went live on Friday, November 11th. He writes on the page status, and I am quoting here, join Occupy Wall Street and the 99 percenters from around the country as we shut down the New York stock market. As we shut down the stock market by joining the block party that the 1% will never forget. And this is from BusinessInsiders.com. That's what's going on with Occupy Wall Street. With Occupy Miami, they are planning on the city is planning on evicting them from the government center, which they have been occupied for the last almost a month now. Now, here's the rundown where the city officials have gave the permanent permit to us with an indefinite date with by a question mark of when the permit will end, which was basically not no time soon. But and here's the but in this. We as part of the Occupy movement, we have been cooperating with city officials as much as we can, and they have moved us from one side of the government center to another side, as they pretty much say that they need to install some type of antenna on top of the government center, which is a pretty big building. Now, they have assured us that after the 3 days are up, we will be able to move back over to our other spot after they pretty much say that the permit that we have now with the indefinite question mark permit is pretty much in their eyes null and void, but in our eyes it's pretty much legal as it possibly can be. So throughout this week, we have been negotiating. We're going to negotiate to see how on earth we can stay at the government center, which is a pretty good spot for us. So, big 2 days in the Occupy movement, trying to shut down the New York Stock Exchange, and possibly Occupy Miami getting evicted from the government center. With more details, stick with TheNNNation and TheNNNation live on Friday, on Saturday, and if possible, a special live edition of Keeping It Honest from the Occupy movement, as we are the only news organization that is covering this from every story. The TheNNNation and our 3 programs, TheNNNation Live, one Saturday, and Keeping It Honest live. For comments, please leave them here on the Facebook, on the YouTube page. Like us on Facebook, search the TheNNNation. Follow us on Twitter. It is, I believe, the NNNation. Or write to us NNNation@live.com. For this edition of Keeping It Honest, I'm Daryl Dukes.